toward. Beaver County Radio News correspondent Sandy Giordano is reporting that Ambridge Borough Council has approved Bronder Technical Services Incorporated to perform the streetscaping project on Merchant Street in the borough. It will begin at 8th Street and end at 12th Street. The cost of the bid, $3,785,168.94. In other business, Council approved the purchase of benches and picnic tables for Henning Park. They'll be purchased from Barco Products. There's going to be 6 picnic tables and 6 park benches. Cost is $8,000 plus shipping. A key code agreement was also made with the Beaver County Humane Society that will provide access to the Humane Society 24 hours a day as needed by the Ambridge Police Department. Council's next work session is scheduled for Tuesday, February the 27th at 6:30 p.m. And the Pennsylvania House Consumer Protection Technology and Utilities Committee heard testimony today on legislation HB 1842 that would create a community solar program in Pennsylvania, according to the committee's majority chairman, State Representative Rob Matzey. Matzey said the agency staff, industry representatives, and other stakeholders shared potential benefits and some concerns about the bill, which would allow residents who are unable to install their own solar equipment to subscribe to a community-generated solar program. Matzey said in a statement, "We heard a lot of promising information about the community solar could do, what the community solar could do for PA in terms of job creation, reduced taxpayer costs, greater energy independence, and new revenue sources for landowners like farmers." But he said we also heard concerns regarding ensuring that costs are not shifted to customers who should choose not to participate. U.S. Senators Bob Casey and John Fetterman, along with U.S. Representative Chris DeLuzio and Summer Lee, have announced that Pittsburgh International Airport is receiving $5,300,000 in new infrastructure funding from the U.S. Department of Transportation's Airport Terminal Program created by the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Casey said in a statement, as Pittsburgh International Airport continues to grow, improving the passenger experience is critical. This funding not only gets passengers where they got to go faster, but helps secure Pitt's roles as a gateway to southwestern Pennsylvania's future economic success. The funding for the Pittsburgh International Airport will be used to fund a component of construction of a new 700,000 square foot landside terminal, which will improve passenger experience by reducing the proximity between ticketing, security, and gates by half a mile, improving Pittsburgh International Airport's ability to secure additional flights, including nonstops. And finally, utility work on Route 151 in Hopewell Township will begin today, weather permitting. Single-lane alternating traffic will occur as needed on Route 151 near the intersection with Broadhead Road weekdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. through late February. Crews from Peoples Natural Gas will conduct gas pipeline relocation work.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Cloudy this morning, showers this afternoon, high 52. Mostly cloudy overnight tonight, low down to 29. Tomorrow, more clouds than sun, high of 39. Overnight tomorrow night, we are expecting snow showers. There could be a coating. That's about it. Snow showers Saturday morning. And also flurries around. Just going to be kind of a cold day all around with a high of 31 degrees. And for your Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 21 degrees. Currently here in Beaver County, it is cloudy, and it is currently 36 degrees. That is a look at the news for now. I'm Frank Sparks, Beaver County Radio News, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP AM, and beavercountyradio.com.
It's time for Notes on Local Entertainment, the show highlighting the best in local talent. Hosted by Scott Tady Entertainment, editor for the Beaver County Times, and Eddie Crow.
I always felt bad we never waited to the end, and you know how musicians are. If they put a cold end on it, they expect to hear the cold end on it. Scott Tady of the Beaver County Times joins me, and this is on the Facebook, live Facebook feeds going on. How you doing? I got a bone to pick with you.
Now, what did I do?
How many times in your life, because of your job, has somebody said, "Hey, Scott, Remember that time I let you cut in line and lunch in 7th grade? Can you get me Pink Floyd tickets? You remember those? Hey, I know it's probably sold out, but do you know anybody?
That's happened a time or two.
It's happened a time or two. You realize you did that to me.
How'd I do that? What
You
show?
did that to me, not a show. I got a message from you. Local musicians and Rolling Stone magazine, put them in rotation, Mr. Program Director. They already are. You're talking about Charles Wesley Godwin. How big a deal is that when Rolling Stone's writing you up, man? Godwin?
5 Beaver County musicians, and God bless you for putting them in rotation. I've tried with Pittsburgh radio. They are ignoring a band that was in Rolling Stone magazine.
Can I tell you why? Do you want to know why?
I do.
I'll tell you why. Because the people that you're talking to at those stations have nothing to do with deciding anything.
Corporate.
There you go. It's not on the list we got sent from the assistant
groups.
director, whatever the crap.
Yeah, let's talk about this band, Charles Wesley Godwin. We've been talking about him, you and I, for probably 2.5 years now. But
You've been bringing him up at every opportunity.
they were on the Jimmy Kimmel Show performing live this past Monday, and that was a pretty big episode of the day after the Super Bowl. Jimmy Kimmel, a lot of people watching. The same day, Rolling Stone magazine did a feature. The singer himself, Charles Wesley, is from Morgantown, West Virginia, but he recorded his first few albums in New Brighton, same studio that Donny Iris did Aaliyah. While he was there, he became friends with the bunch of local musicians. They are his touring band. They have toured the country with him. They are going to be playing stadium shows this year, opening for Luke Combs, who is red hot right now because of his Fast Car cover, the Tracy Chapman song.
Tracy Chapman, that's
these
right.
5 Beaver County musicians, Nate Catanzaride, Al Torrance, Eric Dull, Joey Pinchotti, Max Somerville. Beaver County guys are on national TV and in the Rolling Stone magazine.
So what happened? Did they go in as session guys for him and everybody got along so great? Hey, you want to go on the road too?
That's pretty much it. And they started opening for Zach Bryan right when his career was taking off, so they were doing big shows. And then I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast a few weeks ago. Charles Wesley Godwin was the guest, and Rogan does probably the biggest podcast in the world right now. He told the story after the first album. They were running out of money, and then it was the pandemic hit. They were having a hard time getting gigs. They were stuck in Indiana. You'd like this somewhere, backstage before a show, and Charles was like, look, I may have to cut loose the band. I may have to let go of some of you guys. All I can do right now is offer you like $50 a day to live on. The band thought about it and said, we're with you, buddy. Ride or die the whole way. So he has this loyalty to them now that he's like, all right, they stood up for me at a time when things were looking dire.
Yes.
They've got my back. I got your back. And they're great musicians. So.
And that's how a band sticks together. And bands can fight tooth and nail. The Davies brothers, there's the Gallagher brothers. If you know while you're punching your bandmate, if a third person jumped in, your bandmate would be on your side. That will take you a million miles. If they know he's got their back and he knows and he was straight up about it and wasn't doing anything.
Right.
It's real hard to be in the music industry and not have skeevy rub off on you. Those guys are banded together for life, man.
They really are, and it helps that they're such great musicians. People here might remember there's a band called Karma that had a few of these guys. I think we had them in the studio when you guys were in Beaver Falls, and like the guitarist Al Torrance was in that. And so you've seen these musicians on the way up in their early 20s, right out of school, and now they're getting this national stage. It's a really exciting thing, and I follow a bunch of them on Facebook, and it's been fun to ride along with them and see. Here we are at Red Rocks getting ready to go on stage. Here we are at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville getting ready to take the stage. These are local guys. It's just exhilarating.
And you look up and you go, I ate chili dogs with that guy. And that guy's standing on stage at the Ryman, and he's not, crap hammered drunk like that one girl a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, El King. Yeah, so one more time, thank you for the Beaver for playing on your sister station. And
Absolutely.
I know when I was a guest DJ on your other sister station, 90 and the Rock station in Butler, I made sure to play them too. We're getting the word out, even if Pittsburgh is still ignoring it. That's their problem.
I mean, I don't mean to poke with a stick, but one of the great things that I love about working here, the people that decide stuff are here.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be emailed through 6 different executive vice this, that,
you don't
or
need
the
a
other.
Focus group somewhere to sit down and.
I was so proud of when you texted, hey, what's up with this? We're already playing it. We're on it. We ain't playing. And I'm afraid it's going to get confused. Are you familiar with the name John Wesley Harding?
Yes. It was a Bob Dylan album for one thing, wasn't it?
Well, he was part of that, but he is a folky singer-songwriter from England. And do you know John Wesley Billy the Kid, wasn't it? Or was it John Wesley, the Reformation? One of the two. Either an outlaw or a church thing.
It's country music either way. And this band it's country, but it's got a lot of rock and guitar. So I can see people who say, "Oh, I don't like country," loving them. I can see people who are only in the country thinking, "Oh, I like the," whatever side you're on, like the Beaver, you're gonna fall for this band. The songwriting's legit. They're writing about working class, going up in a blue collar West Virginia town, and it translates to people here.
Here's why it sounds great. You listen to it, and if somebody said, "Okay, is it rock or country?" you don't have a first reaction.
Yes.
It's just a good song. Oh, okay. Now, I haven't seen you or talked to you since the Super Bowl. I do want to get your thoughts on it. I didn't watch it one iota. I just watched people on social media scream and yell about it. Yes. You've covered a few of them. What were your impressions of the gala that it is annually?
There was years I didn't watch when Brady was playing. So now I'm like, where was everyone else when I was the lone person not watching the Super Bowl? This year I felt like I had to. The entertainment-wise, I thought Usher was entertaining. There were maybe a couple moments there was some backing tracks, but I think most of it was live. And then I saw people complaining about that. Well, he missed a note there. Well, he's singing live.
That's a live show.
Cut him some slack. I thought he was entertaining. Did it move the needle? No, but it was better than the last few, I would definitely say. I thought Post Malone did a nice job on America the Beautiful. I know people are still on the fence with him. Oh, that guy with the tattoos on his face, but he sings really well. Let's own up to that. Reba McEntire, you could have bet the house that she was going to nail it, and she is such a consummate professional, and her version of the anthem was spotless. You knew that was going to happen. So the game itself was entertaining. None of the commercials really did much for me, but what can you do? It was worth 4 hours of my time, I guess.
Scott Tady is the entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times. He's my guest every Thursday around this time on Teleforum. Is there a perfect halftime show? The old Ricky Nelson, can't please everyone, so you please yourself. What would be a perfect show?
I guess Prince came pretty close the time he did it. People still cite that one. And you got to have passion. You got to show that you're live. The song selection's important. You want to have some theatrical staging, but not so much where it detracts from the actual music.
No wardrobe malfunctions.
Well, yeah, nothing's perfect now. People are sitting at home complaining. I remember a few years ago, it was the rap one with Eminem and 50 Cent and some others, and it was so. I saw people proclaiming it the greatest halftime performance ever. I saw people saying, "I don't get it," and that's what we've become now. Everything is so divided that you can't watch anything on TV without half the population saying, "Oh, it's terrible," and half the population, screaming how wonderful it was.
I'm going to tell you who I think would be the perfect halftime host.
Ooh.
And I want you to think about it. And I need to play some commercials, but I want you to have your thoughts ready.
Can't wait.
No, I'll tell you now so you have time.
Oh, fair.
Weird Al. Okay, think about that. More with Scott Tady after this. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Oh my goodness, Amy, it's so good to see you.
Jennifer, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Is your mom doing any better?
Thank you for asking. I don't know if I can answer without being emotional. I'm sorry. I'm just tired and worried. I can't always be there for her, and it's so stressful.
I really understand. That's how I was with my dad. I'd recommend calling St. Barnabas. We did. We started with just having them come in for home care. He was so excited to see them show up. And when he needed more, we were able to move him in at Beaver Meadows, where he still has his own home-like space and excellent care.
Thanks for telling me that. I don't even know how to start, but I have to do something.
Oh, you can just give St. Barnabas a call. They have directors that can explain how it all works. Trust me, you'll feel so much better, and so will your mom.
I'm so glad I ran into you.
Visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-443-0700 for care apart from the ordinary.
Beaver County Transit Authority connects you to where you want to be. The doctor's office or well-deserved shopping spree will take you to wherever you please. Safe, no fuss, leave the driving to us. Hop on, adventures coming your way. Beaver County Transit Authority, BCTA. Ride the bus.
With winter blues coming to an end, the Beaver County Transit Authority is excited to announce big changes are coming soon. We are reimagining and redefining how we connect Beaver County and can't wait to share it with you. Want to stay in the loop? Sign up for our email notifications at www.bcta.com or follow us on social media at RideBCTA. Stay tuned for more information.
Can the card you carry really change your life? It can when it's a low-rate Freedom United Federal Credit Union fixed-rate Visa card. This is Pat Travail, and I'm the lady in the loan department with the big scissors. No, you silly. I'm not doing haircuts, but I'm going to use those shears to cut up those nasty high-rate store charge cards that you're carrying around. Why, you ask? Because you won't be needing those cards anymore after you take advantage of Freedom United's low 6.99% fixed rate balance transfer special. Good for a limited time on new money transfers to a Freedom United Visa card with approved credit. Potential money saved on lower monthly payments really can be life-changing. So can a haircut, for that matter. But we'll worry about that later. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union, where the interest is in you. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of low prices at AK Nahas. This President's Day, get a Whirlpool washer with removable agitator for $4.99 or a GE French door refrigerator for only $12.99. Save up to $400 on KitchenAid stainless steel dishwasher with a third rack, only $7.49. Or a GE stainless steel print resist dishwasher for $6.29. Plus free local delivery, setup, and removal. Save more this President's Day only at AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
The Lenten season is just around the corner, and Our Lady of the Valley Parish is inviting you to one of the best Lenten fish fries in the Valley at the St. Cecilia Hall on California Avenue in Rochester. The fish fries get underway on Friday, February the 16th, and will be every Friday throughout the Lenten season from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. They will have fish sandwiches, fried for $11 or baked for $12. Fish dinners are $13 and shrimp dinners are $14. There's also a Chesapeake Bay dinner for $15 that includes fish, shrimp, and crab cakes. Dinners also include coleslaw and a choice of French fries, mac and cheese, or pierogies. There's yummy pie for dessert, but that's a little bit extra. You can eat in, you can take out, or they'll deliver from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Credit cards are also accepted. Call 724-775-3775 or 724-709-7426.
Keeping warm this winter won't be easy unless you rely on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been keeping you comfortable in the winter and summer for over 60 years now. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all your heating and cooling needs. There's still lots of cold days ahead, so there's still lots of time to call McGee for a furnace check or any heating problem you may have. Call 724-375-7112 for an appointment today and stay warm from your friends at McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa.
Your home for everything in Beaver County. 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP coming to you live from the all-new Fry Transportation Studios.
It is indeed the truth. Sitting here with me in the Fry Transportation Studio is Scott Tady, entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times. You don't believe me? Look on the Facebook. It's being live Facebook feeded. He gave everybody, he's waving at people now. That was a good Queen wave, one of those pleasant, polite waves.
Not a Freddie Mercury Queen.
No.
Elizabeth Queen.
Yeah, the crown.
You got me thinking during that commercial break, I would definitely like to see Weird Al do the Super Bowl halftime because he would impersonate so many fun people. We would hear classics like Another One Rides the Bus and
Gangster Paradise, Amish Paradise.
Yes. That would be awesome. I Lost on Jeopardy, done to the tune of Greg Kinn's Our Love's in Jeopardy. So many classics. I Love Rocky Road, sets of I Love Rock and Roll. Let's make it happen. Weird Al halftime.
Here's what it is. Everybody can sing along because it's just silly enough where everybody will have a good time. He has a good time when he's doing it. You don't think, what do they do? I think it's 12 minutes, 13 minutes, something like that. he could crush 12 or 13 minutes.
Maybe the joke would be like he's impersonating Joan Jett and have her come out and start playing with him.
Right
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And you know people would be into it. Now, did you notice all of this, quote unquote, whatever this says, celebrities lining up to get their picture taken with Taylor Swift?
Including Paul McCartney. Paul, we know who you are. You don't need publicity, but yeah, how about that?
Yeah, but how do you post that? For those of you that don't know, I know Taylor Swift. Oh, you're relevant now, Mr. McCartney.
Oh wait, don't you have that new song now? The
Now and Then.
Yeah.
Now and Then, the Beatles song where half of it's new and half of it's old tape.
I'm still on the fence on that.
Is that a new song or is that not a new song? Is it?
It's
new
not a Beatles song. It's John Lennon backed by Ringo and Paul is what I'm calling it, because John Lennon wrote it and sang it and performed it himself. But decades later, they did the technology was enough to get Paul and Ringo playing on it, but there's no telling if John wanted that to be a Beatles song. He wanted it to be a solo song probably, so it's kind of unfair to him. But I see why you get it out there. People love the band, the music, but let's not call it a Beatles song. It's John Lennon accompanied by
John Lennon, and didn't have. Does it bug you? Which is a bigger annoyance to you, that song got put out without the approval of everybody involved in it? Or is it when stuff just gets put out because it's time to put something out? Remixes and things like that. It's newer than a remix of an old song, isn't it?
They're claiming this one that Peter Jackson, the movie director who did the documentary Let It Be, came up with some new technology that they were able to scrub the sound, and I guess it wasn't releasable before, or they definitely would have. So I buy into that. I believe that they're getting better with technology. But then you start to wonder, well, how real is this technology? Is this really John playing piano? It gets a little sketchy.
Is that the future of music, the AI, the virtual? Because I remember the first argument, and you will too. You guys don't have a drummer, it's a drum machine.
That's right.
That was.
But how many great songs did we dance to in the 80s that I still crank up when I hear that had drum machines? And Beaver County, by a guy who teaches at Lincoln Park, Dan Leroy, wrote a book about the drum machine.
Did he really?
Yes. We have to have him as a guest someday. Dan Leroy at Lincoln Park. He interviewed all these old British cats, from the 80s, and fascinating book. And like you said, it was we scoffed at the time. Oh, that ain't a real drummer.
That's not a drummer.
I think nothing about it now. So who knows? Maybe with time we'll grow to like it.
I'm going to throw trivia at you, and I didn't give you a heads up, and I'm sorry. You're familiar with the band Echo and the Bunnymen?
Yes.
All right.
Ian McCulloch is the singer.
Yes. I saw him fall off stage on his back in front of the stage, waving, throw the mic down to me.
Is that during that Dancing Horses song? Or
that was the popular one. They had some decent records, but do you know who Echo was in Echo and the Bunnymen?
I do not.
It was the drum machine that they had, because in the beginning they had no drummer.
I love it.
So they said, we'll be the Bunnymen, but this drum machine's Echo.
Lips Like Sugar was their best song.
Yeah. When does it stop becoming art and start becoming programming?
Yeah, there has to be creativity. There has to be spontaneity. If I'm going to see a concert, I want to think there's a chance they're working without a net and they may miss a note, or they may improvise a solo on the spot. You're not going to get that with technology. You know ahead of time what it's going to sound like, and it kind of ruins it for me.
And then the downside is Vesuvius at the end of the rocker when the tape hangs, a la Milli Vanilli.
Or remember Ashley Simpson on Saturday Night Live?
That's right.
But she improvised a little dance move to cover time. She did that little hootenanny kind of dance. And
if you're dancing and not moving your lips and people still hear you singing, they're going to notice.
I saw Justin Bieber do a whole concert that way, let me tell you. Speaking of concerts, Robert Plant and Alison Krauss coming to Star Lake. People who say, I'm never going to Star Lake again, are like, okay, what's the showtime? I mean, I had the pleasure of traveling to Red Rocks to see them a couple years ago, and it's just phenomenal. Those two voices, Alison Krauss and Robert Plant, they'll do like 3 Zeppelin songs. They'll do a lot of like old-timey kind of 50s, 60s kind of stuff.
What is it, Union Station was her thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Little known or little remembered fact, Alison Krauss performed in Beaver County at least twice. There used to be a bluegrass festival at Brady's Run Park, and the then like 19-year-old Alison Krauss was one of the main stage performers there when she was just breaking out. So it's hard to believe that someone of that level was playing at Brady's Run Park, and it reminds me we need to get a bluegrass festival back here again, because Beaver County was ahead of its time with that one.
So the first step to hanging out with Robert Plant was playing a bluegrass festival at Brady's Run Park.
Exactly. Probably stayed at the Willows and ate at Jerry's, and how about that? But
Scott Tady is my guest. What should I have asked you real quick that I didn't ask you, my friend?
The other big concert announcement today, J-Lo coming to PPG Paints Arena. I can't remember Jennifer Lopez ever performing in Pittsburgh, maybe in the 90s or something when she was just starting out, early 90s, but She's headed our way. I got the story at timesonline.com.
Are you excited as much for that as you are for the Allison Cross?
No, not
There
even
you
close.
go.
Not
I
even
just
close.
wanted to see if you'd be honest. Scott Tady, the Beaver County Times, good to see you. We're going to spend a lot of time together this summer in front of bands. Did you know that?
I look forward to that, yes.
All right, that's all I can tell you right now. That is a hint. Scott Tady is the entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times. He knows more than me, but he ain't talking neither.
Thanks for tuning in to No